I'm always fascinated with how energy comes down. And next Sunday, we'll probably be talking about what you think we're talking about today. So, this month we're working on power. You guys remember we're dealing with power and how to understand it. The first Sunday I spoke about when I stand in my truth, I stand in my power, like what's true for me, if I really start to understand what's true for me. And when I try to sustain a truth outside of myself, then my power is outside of myself. And those are basic principles and tenets that you understand, right? And our goal is to stand in what we know. Now, what we know may shift and change over time, but our goal is to stand in what we know, right? Okay. We are already love. What are we creating with that love? And remember, today we're accessing the power within. Power, when we think about it, force is the energy of God, and power is the form that we put that force through. So God, all force, all wonderful, all love, moves through our patterns to express in the world, okay? So last week, Patrick showed us the lamp, and he said that to be powerful, we have to stay in constant connection with Source, or we will run out of energy because we've lost the force. And that was a beautiful example, wasn't it? So that's step number one, stay connected. So our next step is to realize the internal and personal form that we're moving this love force through. And I remember, when you first start in metaphysics 100 years ago, they would always give you the Japanese lantern symbolism. You know how they're cut differently? They put a light in the middle. And it's I think it's Japanese, it's how the cut pattern creates light. Okay? We are that pattern. And some of us are very intricate, some of us are very clogged, some of us are very open, but the light flows through the pattern that we've created. So if we start thinking about force going through the form equals the expression, then we can start really understanding what our power is caught in, how our power is guiding the force of God. Let me put it that way. It may be complicated today, y'all. So hang with me, because I think in the end you'll get something, okay? All right. We are the form through which God moves. We are the children of God, which is the force, but our humanity and our energy patterns is the form. Has everybody got that so far? So I'm with you? Everybody? Okay. All right. In our human experience, we express the force of God in many ways through many patterns. What we call power is how we use the love force of God to define my outer position in the world. I have my power. I define my power as how I am defining my position in the world. Right? Okay. In Jesus' time, when Jesus came and was dealing with the people, they all were experiencing the experience of having power outside of self. The power that governed their life was the church and the government. They were one and the same. You realize they were governed by a church. They were governed by a religion. The wealthy had power. Did you know that? Dr. Errico tells of a story of a poor man who has one cow and barely can feed his family, but the wealthy man has someone that comes in to entertain from another village, another wealthy man. He goes to the poor guy and takes his cow. He has a bunch of cows, but he has the right to take the poor man's cow. And now the poor man has no cow. But the wealthy ate well that day. So that was the power of wealth. That's still in our subconscious mind, isn't it? Okay, moving on. They also gave power to tradition. So when Jesus is talking to them, he is telling them, pull your power out of these things and go within. Let's start looking at God. Look at the Beatitudes. It's all about the love of God can flow through you in a gentle way. The love of God can flow through you as you do gentle things every day. He's bringing them back, bringing it home. Okay? A lot of us have already brought our power home. Kind of. In that world of Jesus, each was identified by their commitment to the structures. They gave their power to their religion, they gave their power to the government, and they were identified because that structure provided a safe place for them. You guys with me? So they were tucked up underneath the structure, and they could relate to it. Giving their power gave them identity, And it allowed an idea to hold, they gave an idea to hold their power for them. People are afraid of their power, right? Okay. Afraid of God force actually going through them. In our world today, we are still taught to give our power to an idea or a movement. In our world today, we think we are pulling our power back and we think we own our power, don't we? But we're so unaware of the form that we're still putting our power through. The form that we've negotiated with and we're still putting our power through. That's what we want to talk about today. So, when we think someone or something or some idea knows more than us, we tend to give our power to it. Oh, well, you know more than me, you're the expert. Oh, you know more than me, you're the expert. And we give our power to that. I defer to you. See, when we do that, we are diluting our sense of the I am for us and giving our sense of the I am to that. Okay? All right. Churches still ask for your power. Did you know that? They do. I don't, but they do. Governments ask for your power. You know that. So there are so many people whose livelihood is based on gaining your power. I wanted to deal with one aspect of the power game, just for your recognition. And I know this is a hard one to understand, but we're going to start with it anyway, because Spirit gave it to me. It's called power brokers. Power brokers sell their ideas to you. You invest and pay for them by giving your power to it. It's an idea. It's an idea. So you want to invest in them. Your power is the price. So you give your power to an idea, and now you've invested in this idea concept where they now take your power and they now can guide you and tell you what's right for you. And you don't have to make that decision anymore, right? So in that moment, where is your power? Do you realize that it's no longer with you? Okay? Then your power is outside of self. You have no more access to your power, yet you're in the game of what they are creating. Now, we don't do that, do we? No. No. Unless you're a parent, you might do it. No. You might do it to your kids. You might do it to family members. You might be, every inspirational speaker does it. Every person who needs you to follow, every government official does it. Everyone who needs you to buy into me does it. Give me your power. I'll take care of it. Here's an idea. Right? So when we're dealing with this energy, we have to realize that power brokers are all about needing the power of others. Both the broker and the buyer need the power of others. You no longer have your power. You're going to need others. And it's all about someone outside of self. Is that too complicated for you? Okay. So the other energy thing that we do is, with our power, is to hide. Now, I do not like sharing my life with you as the example. I don't. But I like telling your stories better. But I want to share my story with you so you can see how subtly it starts. So, when I was a little one, teenity little one, I was in a situation where my father was very unhappy. And my dad tended to need to power out a lot. And so I was always getting powered out on. And there are several incidents very clearly where I'm totally innocent of something, and he comes out and slaps me in the face, the only time I've ever been slapped in my life. I was just knocking on the door asking for my mother a question, and I heard my mom's voice as I'm in my mind going, who the hell are you? Where did you come from? This is what my little tiny 3-year-old brain thought. As he hit me, like, what the heck? And my mom says, that's not Judy, that's Cindy. My sister had done something he told her not to do, and when he came out, he thought it was me. Does he ever pay attention to me? No. Then there was the other incident. I'll tell you these very quickly. 3 of us, I was 3, my brother was 2, my sister was 4. We're teensy little things. We're all in the bathtub at the same time. We're living in Texas. I know I'm 3 because I moved at 3. So we're laughing. We're doing what we always do when she throws us all in at the same time. We're having fun. And my mom's complaining like she always does. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, my dad comes in, and he's mad. And I remember distinctly thinking, what is wrong with you? This is how we live. We do this every single day. This is not your world, buddy. He stands us all up and pops our little naked butts with his belt. And it was not nice. It was aggressive. And he was telling us that he has the power over us. And I remember thinking, you know what, dude? No. And nothing changed. The next day we all did the same thing to my mom. She yelled the same way, and it was status quo. But I started to realize I do not fit in his world. I don't fit in this man's world. And I started to understand that he's pretty big, and he does hurt me. And even though I don't understand him, I need to find a way to be in his world and not be the victim of his aggression. So I learned to hide. I would take my little energy, and I would get so small. You don't know me anyway, so why bother? Get really, really tiny. And we'd moved to several other states, and we were in California, and I would literally, 2nd grade, go into the bathroom and hide when he got home because I did not know what mood he would be in, and I didn't want to be the first one to catch it. And if one of us got it, we all got it, so there was really no escape. But my sister and brother ratted me out. It's like, yes, I am in fact hiding from you because there is no space for me in your world. Now, would you not do the same? Would you not learn to make yourself small, to cloak yourself so no one sees you, to hide your energy field, to hide your power? Would you not learn that too? Yeah, some of you did. And we get so tiny, so tiny. Fortunately, Spirit was with me because in the 2nd grade, my dad finally did something that was, to me, broke my heart. My brother had done something that was so silly. It was really a funny story. But he was over-dramatizing. So he got on the phone, called the police, and he said, go pack your bags. I'm giving you all away. I can't keep you anymore because you're too terrible. I went into my little room, and there was my little beige suitcase, and it was this big, and I looked in the closet, and I started to cry. And I was devastated. And my sister said, why are you crying? You're older than me, right? I said, I don't know what to pack. What do you take when you're getting kicked out? I don't know what to take. And she said, he can't get rid of us. And I remember turning and looking at her going, what? He called the police. She said, he didn't call the police. She's 3rd grade. She's so smart. She goes, he was just being mean or whatever. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. I never trusted that man again. Now I knew how to hide, and now I knew I could never trust him. Never trust him. And something started to shift inside me. All right, buddy, I got your number. There's all blowing smoke here. Okay. Do you see my little power? My little power starting to go? I hid for the next couple of years, and we moved to Las Vegas, which was fabulous. My father was a head of security at the Nevada test site, so he was gone all week long until the weekend. It was amazing. I started to learn who I was. I mean, I'm in the 4th grade. I'm reading the Bible. I'm studying astrology with my sisters, teaching me astrology. We're reading Edgar Cayce, Ruth Montgomery. I loved her. All the ghosts, talking to ghosts. My dreams were amazing. I started blossoming because there was finally space for me in the world. And I wasn't even afraid of him on the weekend because he was going to be gone, and I could make it. It was the 3 years where my soul got to find its sense of self. And I even in that grade, I wanted to help people when I grew up. I wanted to do readings. What do I know about readings? I wanted to have a doctorates in parapsychology, doctorate degree in parapsychology, and I wanted to help people. I was finding my soul. Then we moved. And he came back into my world, and he didn't travel enough. And then, at 14, it happened. He was always commenting, not always, but he didn't like, first you're too ugly, and now it's like you're wearing too much makeup. 14, he said, you're looking like a streetwalker. I said, don't wear your makeup to school. I went, okay. On the way to school, I'd put my makeup on. He worked nights, he didn't know. He never said another word to me. And I started putting it on thick, too. I want you to hear what was happening. The rebellious one was being born. The one who said, I got your number, dude, and I am not going to play. I'll stay safe, but I'm not playing with you. And I started to hone my skill. I started to get really, really good at it. Really good at being rebellious. And you know what the rebellious energy takes you to? Becoming a warrior. You become a warrior. And you're very, very sly about it. Because why do you need to tell everybody? Because you know what's happening. And you're not allowed to have space in the world to be who you are, but you've got your power. Do you hear what I'm saying? There's no power in my world with you, but I got my power. I'm holding it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. I want you to breathe and feel. How powerful am I really when I'm being that rebellious warrior? Not very. Not very. So the phases of the awareness of I got to see who I could be, but then I had to protect it at all costs. Has anybody been a warrior in here? Has anybody hidden in here?
Yes.
Okay. So we have to realize that these are the forms through which the force of God moves. And if I am walking around as a warrior, what am I going to draw? Oh, I'm going to draw conflict. I'm going to draw people I need to protect. I'm going to draw all manner of issues that require me to suit up and bust out, And then I can be really nice after I'm done. But it requires me to be, I will draw people that require me to do that, to behave in that way. So I was fighting to become who I was. My power became the protector. I was protecting myself but not living myself. So I had to turn in my journey back to trusting God again. I no longer trusted my dad. Guess what, guys? Did I trust any man that came into my life? Probably not. Probably not. I had to learn to trust God again. I had to open my heart and trust, and I could trust God. I had to stop fighting the world. I had to stop looking for enemies at every turn. You have to stop fighting the world for the space and be willing to create your own. I stopped fighting the world for space, and I'm willing to create my own. So it's funny, and then you have to be willing. I had to be willing to see who I was. So when I am willing to own my gifts and own my power, I no longer have to hide. When I'm willing to trust God and to trust the power of God flowing through me, I no longer have to be a warrior. And I worked on this for so long, y'all. But I tell you, my son will tell you, when he was in high school, and I'm teaching metaphysics, I'm working on it really hard, trying to be Miss Peacemaker. He told me one time, he goes, Mom, I never tell you when I'm in trouble at school until I really need you, because I know you're going to go all over them. I'm suiting up for the ride. And nobody lives in that. He will be vindicated and he will be made okay. And he called me in in his senior year at the last minute. Someone didn't want to graduate him. Oh, they graduated him. And I had been living in peace for a long time. Was my capacity to warrior still there? Oh, yes, it was. And I had given up my stuff a lot going along the way. So I had to be willing to see everyone now as a God being, not just me. I had to be willing to see everyone. And even David Fuller could have done another year if he needed to. What the heck? He created it, I had to be willing to see people not as victims, but as powerful beings of light. So these patterns that we have are challenging. If I ever get small now, if I walk into a room where I have to get small, it hurts me. I actually literally feel pain. I have to leave. If I am being rebellious, it hurts me because my power is going outside to someone else. If I am protecting someone, it hurts me. because I'm using force in a way that doesn't respect their Christ. Do you hear me? It hurts me. So when I am me, when I can be me, then I can say very truthfully, I am a humble minister of God. I don't need anything more than that. I am a humble reader. I am a humble woman of light. I am humbly doing my job. Do you hear? When I can own my gifts, I can stand in my power. I'm a humble. That's all I am. That's all I am. Don't ask me about politics. I don't know. Don't ask me about investments. I don't know. Don't ask me about those things. I don't know. But I know who I am. You got it? I know who I am. Okay. When I know who I am, where does my power now grow? The form within me becomes the form that matches my soul. And it starts to move in a way that is harmonious with all that I am. The divine expressing through me in a pattern of humanity. So, everybody got it? Okay, so ladies, if you'll go to the rear. I wanted to share you guys an idea because it's hard to break these patterns. Because we can actually know who we are and still fall back into them, as I demonstrated with David. So I wanted to give you a pictorial of what you look like because we see your energy field. Do you know that? We see you. We see your energy field. You see people in the mall's energy field. You see everybody. Charmaine, are you ready? We see your energy field all the time. So Charmaine, can you come out? I want you to just come over here. Okay. Stand. No, come over here. I want you to stand over here. So here is Charmaine. Charmaine is hiding. Charmaine is hiding her energy field. Now, who would be drawn to Charmaine? Oh, a caretaker would. Oh, I feel powerful when I take care of people. Or someone that just wants to dismiss people. Or a healer. Ooh, you need a healing. Do you know healers? You look for people broken all the time. Ooh, you're broken. Hey, come here. I need you need a healing. I'm so happy. Okay. How happy is Charmaine? Not very. All right, can you slide just to the piano a little bit? Okay, now we have Kelly. Come on, girl, you can do it.
Hi, how are you? You know what? You look like you could use some inspiration. Do you need some inspiration today? No. Well, let me just have a little bit. Let me just have some of your power here. Give me some of your power. Oh, here's something for you. You take that. You take that. Oh, you need some inspiration. Take this. Can I have some of your power?
Okay.
Oh, honey. You look like you could use some inspiration. I think you need a little bit of pick-me-up, a little something getting you going. Let's get some inspiration in this body here. What do you think? Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know what? Do you have some power in there? Do you have a little power?
Not much.
Well, let me see. Do you have some power? Because I need a little. You gotta give me a little something for me to help you out here. I've been holding on to that tight, honey. You know what? I've got just what you need right here. It'll lift you right up. It'll make you a happy woman. You'll be. Just give me that power, and we'll trade it right out. I got the answer. There you go. Love. That's the answer.
And Tamara.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? You need some help?
Don't mess with me.
my 20s.
Yeah.
Is there any wonder I could never get a date? And I was cute and adorable, but every guy that walked in went, "Oh shoot, no, she's armed and ready. She's locked and loaded. I'm out of here." So do you? These are all toys from the place from a prop shop. Okay, so what I want you to realize is this is a very difficult position to get out of. It takes a really long time to focus on stuff. And I wanted to share one quick little story. Many years ago, someone said about one of our girls, our teenage girls in high school, that he could harm her physically and nobody would care. And I went, "Give me my guns." I grabbed all of my stuff and I called her mom. I said, "I want to go grandma all over that little man." But the mom talked me down, and it took me days to quit wanting to set his little red wagon straight. And I was armed to the teeth. When I realized that, Spirit started working with me, because it was a lesson for me as well. When you have this much power, how powerful is your prayer when you turn it to asking for God's will? How powerful is your prayer when you put your weapons down and you say, "Okay, God, I want divine intervention with that situation, that young man, that girl, keep her safe, let her know she has power, blah, 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 blah." Boom, done. Do you see? I eventually got there. But it took me a couple days. So I want you to realize that your power, you don't lose. Being a warrior, you don't lose it. You can transmute it into being spirit, prayer, energy. You're the form through which the God light flows, and you can direct it in a peaceful, loving way. Got it? Okay. Now, I know none of us are Kelly. Kelly, where'd you come from? I don't know. But she got some really good power, didn't she? Yeah. Just work in the room. She got a lot of power, and y'all will go home and you go, "Where's my power? I feel powerless." Wait a minute, I got a little card with an affirmation on it. Okay, I'm good. I'll visualize Kelly in my mind. Just be aware that your power should never leave you. It should stay within you. It's yours. It's what you have. And if someone tries to diminish it or take it, no. If they have a gift to give you, receive the gift. You don't pay for it. It's a gift. Your power is yours. Bear with me? Even if you're going to join forces with someone, Kelly's going to join her power with my power. We are joining, but not taking each other's power. We're joining to create something together. It's a big difference. Say, "I got it." Now, does anybody want to look like Charmaine? How many of you do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And when you're hiding, everyone sees it. And that's why they avoid you. And then you feel nobody loves you, and it's because you told them not to love you. Very simple. All right, let's thank the ladies. Now, why did I ask them to do this for you? Because it was a fine service on paper. Because sometimes we need a picture. Sometimes our brains need to remember. And next time that you start to power out over somebody, think of Tamara. Next time you feel somebody diminishing your power, think of Charmaine. Do I really want to go there, or do I need to find a place in the world that suits me? This is not accepting me. It's not accepting me. You know? And to finish the story, I love my dad. I avoided him most of my life. But I love my father. And when he aged and was living on Social Security, his first check would be a tithe check to Interquest Church. So he grew to respect the work that was done here. He grew to that realization. And so that was a powerful healing for him too. So the walk was worth it. And look at what he gave me. Wonderful experiences to be who I am today. All right. The reason we did this today is because I'm going to take you into the power of the Christ in your heart next week. But if we still have these patterns in play, they're still going to be your stumbling block. So how do you use your power in expressing in the world with others, with situations? Are you aware of it and do you recognize it? That's the question that I want everybody to just walk through today. And remember, what is our remedy? When I know who I am, all my power is home. So you may be troubled by something, you may be upset with something, and just say to yourself, I am a simple, humble, however you define yourself. I'm a simple, humble healer. I'm a simple, humble artist. I'm a simple, humble whatever. Now I'm claiming what I am, and I don't care what we're fighting about. Because it's not about me. That's not my world. Do you hear? So that's our remedy, claiming that truth I am, simply, humbly I am. Got it? All right, let's anchor it in. Let's breathe. Father, Mother God, I ask that we are all held in your great love in this moment. And I ask that your peace that passes understanding just begin to surround us. And I would ask each of you just to begin to allow your focus to go to your heart. And I want you to imagine that you can move into the heart center until you can begin to feel the force of God inside you. You may see a bright light. You may feel. You may hear words. There may be a symbol. I am one with the force of God. And as you stand, let it begin to move through you. As the purity of the God energy moves through you now, you choose the form it expresses. I choose to express love. I choose to express peace. You choose the form and feel the force just moving through this new form in your heart. Begin to feel the oneness with God. Divine child, you are here to express your uniqueness, and you are one with God. Feel it moving through you. Breathe. And let this energy begin to move through the physical body. Through your body, out into your arc field. I am expressing God and all is well. And we thank you, Father, Mother God, for the oneness, for the peace. Feel your heart still open. And take a breath. Let your awareness come back to your goodness. Let your awareness come back to your chair. You are God's beloved child. Feel your readiness, your willingness to have joy on this planet. And we are so grateful, Father, that we can. Breathe once again. Send your love into the room. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. How we feel. Well, I know I revealed myself to you today, and maybe a neighbor you might know. But I hope that as we're walking, we can become aware of our own unique patterns. You may have your own that need to come to your awareness. And remember, is it part of my I am? Or does it engage me in a power struggle outside of self? If it does, it's not part of me. Very simple. Say, yay, God. Yay, God. So it is.